What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and the West Bromwich Albion career mode. We're back with it again. 74 is the episode we're on today. Coming slowly closer up to our episode 100. But starting off, we got 3 games back in today's episode again. I recorded this one pretty much right after I recorded the last episode. So, again, let me know if you want 3 or 2. 2 will make it them come out a little bit quicker, but I mean, I don't know if 3 is more entertaining to watch. But we got Southampton in the very first episode. We got in the very first episode, I say in the very first game. We got Southampton in the next game as well in the FA Cup. And this is the lineup we went with. A few changes from the last game because obviously the fixture list is piling up a little bit now that we've hit January. David Ortiz is getting a rare start at defensive midfield as Mo Bezic dropped out. And Michael Bradley had a pretty poor performance in the last episode, particularly against Spurs. He's someone, I don't even know if I mentioned it in the last episode when we was playing against Spurs, but I feel like he got his first game of the season in the last episode against Tottenham. And he really, since then, he's lost a few stats, lost a few attributes, and he really did seem like he was keeping up with the play. So this time, I could have put Michael Bradley in for Bezic. I decided to give David Ortiz a start defensive midfield. The kid is like, I think he's like 18, 19 years old, and he's about 75 overall. So why not throw him in there, give him a chance? He usually plays well with the second squad, but after taking the lead, we gifted Southampton a chance to get themselves back on level terms as we passed it straight to Jose Perez from the goal kick. As soon as I press to pass the damn ball to Christensen, he decides to run off. Look at him, where are you going, fam? Where is he running off to? I don't know. But Southampton were able to put that into the far corner, tuck it away into that far post, and draw Southampton level. 21 minutes in, and it's 1-1 already. 2 goals scored and a few chances already. Southampton get a glorious opportunity as they square it into the box to Jan and Villa, and his shot is, I mean, it's a little bit behind him. You can give him that, but I still feel like he should be able to. I mean, it's an awkward one. It's behind him. It bounced a little bit high. I think it came off his shin in the end, but end of the day, he wasn't able to tuck it away and put it into the back of the net. We were able to take this opportunity though, as making his first start of the season, David Ortiz tucks away a beautiful pass, but at just a surging run. Like, I don't even want him to be making these runs. I do not want my defensive midfielder to be this far forward, and I always complain about it on FIFA because I don't know how to make your defensive midfielder stay back. But if he's going to end up putting it away like that, poor goalkeeping, to be honest. It's a nice finish. Probably would have put it away regardless if the keeper was doing it right, but still, I mean, he didn't really cover any remote part of the goal with that save attempt. But we were continuing to put pressure on Southampton as Dele Alli swivels on the spot and fires a shot at that far post, but the keeper makes a good save, and then Southampton with a little spell of beautiful football right there to eventually find their man inside the box. But his finish snatched at it just a little bit into the second half, and Brozovic finds Anthony Martial. He turns on the ball a bit like Dele Alli, but his shot is saved by the keeper, and we're continuing to try and create chance after chance. Sturridge finds Martial into Dele Alli, into Ika Monain. The tackle luckily falls to Brozovic, and his shot is saved well by McCarthy. So Southampton really under pressure right now as Martial finds Dele Alli again. He surges past his man, and after scoring no goals in the last episode, I don't even know if he scored in the one before that, he's back on the score sheet and doubles our lead, makes it 3-1 to West Bromwich Albion at St Mary's. 63 minutes on the clock is all. So there's still time for goals from both sides, but right now we're 2 goals up. You see, we changed a lot of the players' boots too, man. Am I the only guy who really is interested in changing boots as often? I don't even know. I don't know. It's random. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I love changing boots. Like, my whole team gets a boot change quite often. But Kai Edwards getting an opportunity to come off the bench and get some game time, 80 minutes on the clock, and he forces a decent save out of the keeper right there. Kai Edwards is someone I mentioned last season when he comes back from his loan. I want to get him a lot more game time, and I still want to do that. I might actually start training him soon as well, as we get one final chance in this game. This ends up being the last chance from that resulting corner. Martial whips it in near post, and Daniel Sturridge tries to flick it along. But going back to Kyle Edwards, I feel like I want to start training him a little bit because he's still only 19 years old. He's had 2 good loan spells. He's grown a lot while he's been there. He felt good even in season 1 when they gave him a few good chances. He feels good on the ball. He feels quick. So if I continue to train him and give him more game time at 19 years old, and again, he's about a 75, 76 overall. I think he's a 76. So, I mean, if we continue to play him, he could grow a lot, and he's still got a showing good potential little sign when you go into training. So I'm gonna have to give him some training time. We do switch up the training later on in this episode, and you're gonna end up seeing that Kyle Edwards isn't in it. But now that I'm thinking, I might have to throw him in there because, like I said, I do want to give him some opportunities before we either leave West Brom in this series or just completely bring it to an end Not thinking about doing that yet. We're only in season 4, so we've got at least 3 more seasons of this series. Whether or not we're at West Brom for all of it, I don't know. But we're getting into the second game of the episode against Southampton. A lot of changes in this match, and we get a good opportunity right there as Chadley just somehow I don't know, he just didn't seem urgent enough to try and get on the end of that. But we do get another corner. As you can see, it was cleared out by the Southampton man, and we do switch it over to Van der Meer, who was captaining the side for this game, as Christensen was not in. It falls to Chadley right there, and it is again cleared off the line. We've seen that so often in this series, well, in this season, sorry, as Southampton create another chance, really trying to get back-to-back games against us. Obviously they just lost. They want to redeem themselves, and this is the best opportunity for them to do so with a lot of changes. Like I said, Van der Meer, Christensen's not starting, so Van der Meer gets the captain armband. You can see a lot of the players who got brought into the starting lineup. Zellerlem, Chadley getting a rare start so far this season, and he finds another player getting a start, Mads Henriksen, and he scores himself another goal. I think that's his first goal since scoring the Community Shield winner against Arsenal at the start of the season. 70 minutes on the clock, and we finally do get the breakthrough against Southampton. FA Cup, I mean, I've made a few changes, but I do want to win this cup competition. Did we win it last year? I feel like we won it last year and the season before that. But I could be completely fabricating all of this. I'm not too sure, but I do want to continue to win every tournament possible. We do want to focus on our Champions League a bit more this season as well, because obviously we didn't do too well in our first season last year. But regardless of that, we want to win every tournament if possible. I want to win all 4 tournaments if possible, and I do feel like this team is strong enough, because we're going strong in the league, we're going strong in all competitions, we're scoring a whole load of goals. Obviously we're not going to score as many goals as we have been when it comes to playing teams like Barcelona, but we've beat Barcelona this season already, and we wasn't under too much pressure defensively, so I feel like we've got what it takes. This is the strongest our side has been so far in this series, and it can't get too much stronger. But there are rumours, because the transfer window is open, rumours are flying. Ilya Mendy is linked to us. He's 29 years old right now, saying right there, and he's a good centre midfielder. Do we need another set? We might, actually, yeah, we might need a new centre midfielder with Bradley getting older, Gorkov is getting older. Few players getting on in our centre midfield position, but they're saying that we do have a lot of young players coming up, like Zumana Goa, Tayo, who we signed at the beginning of the season from free agency. We've got Zellerlem still, who's not really got a real push in the starting lineup, despite the fact that he's still young and still growing quite well. He's about 80 overall now, so he could get a chance. Max Van der Meer, of course, and Marcelo Brozovic holding down the centre midfield position. So whether we need a centre midfielder or not, I'm not too sure. But also being linked was Van Dijk away from the club, as Manchester United were apparently looking at him and De Vrij. So I don't know, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Van Dijk is obviously still injured for about another 5-4 weeks, another month maybe he'll be out. So not been playing games. If you're wondering, that's why. He's not been dropped or anything, he's just been injured for a while now. Him and Rick Karsdorp both injured around the same time, and again we get a very early goal in the game. Maxwell Van der Meer finding himself in behind the defence and fires into the back of the net with a beautiful finish. So we're starting games quite well. The last Southampton game, it took a while to get going, but the first Southampton game we scored with our first chance. I think in the last few episodes, I mean, that's something I've always been able to do. For some reason I can just I start really well. If I don't start well, it seems like it's a lot harder for me to get into the games, but that's just how it seems to go for me. I don't know if it's the same for you lot, but 10 minutes in, Jonathan Lecco running down the right hand side. No real options. When I got to that position, I didn't see any real options, so I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a shot. It wasn't as close as it first looked. Look, you see right there, it's quite a way over. So I mean, his long shots still isn't as good as they could be, but his finishing is getting there, and his final product, you see right there, just leaving Tyrone Mings for dust, drops the shoulder, goes around him down the line, puts a nice ball in, and Anthony Martial puts it into the back of the net again. Martial is just starting, he's scoring goals. I mean, we said it before, at the start of the season, he was playing really well, but he just wasn't finding the back of the net. It took him about 5-6 games to get his first goal for the team. But after getting that first goal, he started scoring. You see right there, it's his 10th goal of the season, and our goal scorers is just insane. The amount of goals we're scoring and the goal scorers, like we have Sturridge and Dele Alli, top of the top scorers. Ali scored again in this episode. Just mentioning that, Sturridge hasn't scored in a while, it feels. I don't know, but I don't know the exact number of games, but it feels like he hasn't scored. I don't know if he scored in the last episode. I don't think he did. So that's about, what, 4 games without a goal for Sturridge? But you can see, yeah, we got Sturridge and Ali there, and then we got Martial and Jonathan Lecco both on 10 goals each, and Martial finds Jonathan Lecco, but the keeper comes out and makes a real good save, just throwing his legs at it right there, and denying Jonathan Lecco. Bournemouth getting in behind, trying to create something, trying to get themselves a lifeline as Fraser with just ridiculous pace getting down that left-hand side. His cross is blocked by Modic, who got a rare start, but it does eventually fall to Benik Afobe inside the box, and he just volleys into that back of the net with his left foot and then just teleports to his man them so he could give them a little high 10 right there. But nothing really Jack Rose could do about that. I mean, the defenders should have probably followed up with Afobe, but he was just first to react to the loose ball. And 80 minutes in the clock, the final chance of the game did fall to Bournemouth right there, as they had a glorious opportunity, but again, they just love that near post finish. I don't know why he didn't just go across goal, low. That could have been a different story. They could have equalized, they could have left with a point, but we took all three from this game against Bournemouth at the Hawthorns. We got the best away record in the league, and on top of that, our home form isn't too bad either. We've lost some games at home that we shouldn't have lost, but our home form is still pretty beastly, and these are the players we've decided to train right now. We've got Nino Jankovic, Mads Henriksen, and Ortiz Ramos. All three players are players I want to see grow, and I want to see grow pretty quick. So I'm not sure who I'll take out, if anyone, to train Kyle Edwards. Maybe we'll take one away from Mads Henriksen, because he's not playing as often as Nino Jankovic. But I do want to train Ortiz Ramos, especially because he has insane physicals. So if we could get his technicals up there as well, this guy could be the best in the world, man. But then you got a few rumours. Again, we'd like to share the rumours with you. Arsenal interested in Barkley to head, just hands in a transfer request, a few things going around. But look at that, we have the 4 top score. Oh no, that was assists. We have the 4 top assisters in the league. Martial and Lecco were all up there in the top 10 for top scorers, and Sturridge and Ali are the 2 top scorers in the league. And look at that, we're pulling away from Chelsea, Newcastle. We are looking like we can definitely win the league, and it's really down to it's not really down to the game being too easy. It's down to it's always been a problem for me in career mode. The opposition just drop way too many points. Like, you look at, I mean, after playing 21 games, to have a draw and 3 losses it's not ridiculous. Like, it's not crazy. I mean, our goal scored is ridiculous, but the actual results aren't crazy. But Chelsea, Newcastle, they're just dropping way too many points to keep up with us. Arsenal, look, Arsenal down there, Manchester United is 16th. I mean, there's not much. There's not much else. It looks like we're gonna win the league, and we might end up winning the league pretty comfortably if Chelsea don't step up their game. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Return for the next, or else. Peace.